The country of Cyprus had developed, or very recently had developed, very serious problems in its banking system. A number of proposals were made to address that, and now a final proposal has been made, and it looks like that's where this will wind up, with the European Union providing resources and also the creditors, depositors, and shareholders in the Cyprus banks taking very large hits, if you will, or reductions in the value of their positions. I think there are a number of points to be made about this. Number one, the banking systems in the troubled countries are very often serious points of vulnerability in those countries, Cyprus now being a very small example, but there are other banking systems in much larger countries that are also troubled. Number two, the Eurozone has not yet developed an effective mechanism for dealing with banking problems. There had been one proposed, and that proposal, which was at first seen as the mechanism by which banking problems could be dealt with, was then pulled back, which has been typical, unfortunately, of a lot of Eurozone policymaking, where the Eurozone will put something forward to deal with a problem when it gets acute, and then pull it back later, get to the edge of the cliff, and then pull back from the edge of the cliff. And I guess a third major point here would be that the proposal that was made would have imposed a tax, if you will, or a haircut on insured depositors in the banks. And that created a tremendously negative public reaction, political reaction, so that the proposal had to be reformulated. In that point, I think there are two subpoints. One, that the politics of whatever is done are very important and have to be fully considered in the decision. And number two, that decisions about problems in one country can't be focused solely on the effects in that country, but have to take into account the possible precedential effects elsewhere. And in this case, that certainly was not what happened. And I think one could fairly say that the Eurozone process is, in this instance, was complicated, convoluted, highly non-optimal in the way that it functioned and in its outcome. And that was a response to this little crisis, which I think could be quite troubling when one thinks about how it might react to a much larger crisis.